I feel like we have a
This is
vibe
good.
happening. Look at our
This is
clothes.
okay. You're a little classier. I'm a little retro.
I know
This is a
you're
little-
class. We're both classy. It's just a
I'm wearing the shirt that is designed after the print that comes on a Trapper Keeper binder.
Oh, I remember those.
So if I'm classy, I am missing the mark.
Trapper Keeper.
Yes, it is a Trapper
What?
Keeper shirt, a space hat, and comic book shoes. So I'm not aiming for classy. That's that you have that covered today for everybody.
Thank you.
Mike and Nikki from Mastermind Summit at the Bellagio in Vegas. Nikki was like, "Hey, Mike, want to record some stuff?" I said yes because I'm a video guy. That's what I say. And I always want to record some stuff. What do you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, let's just talk about us for a minute being here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wish everyone could see, but we have an incredible view of the pool.
Right behind you is a beautiful view of the pool.
Yeah, the Bellagio pool with these blue canopies, and the sun is shining, and there's some hot bodies out there.
I'm feeling very insecure. I am so lesser than right now.
No, I have never been to the Bellagio, so this is like my first time.
I've walked through here a couple of times, but I've never stayed here, and it's a time, man. This has been great.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. The venue here is gorgeous.
I really like the room setup.
Okay.
The room setup has been super interesting.
What do you mean?
It's so the speaker hall and where everybody congregates to listen to all the speakers is actually the same gigantic room as the vendor hall and where the vendors are set up. And there's some partitions that kind of separate it a little bit, but it's free flowing and it makes for easy kind of transfer into and out of conversation and presentation and another conversation and I had this idea, I got to go talk to this person. Like nobody feels trapped.
Yeah.
But things are separated enough to where people aren't running into each other or talking over each other. It's a really nice setup here.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll make sure and let Matt know that because it's different
Yeah.
from last year. I attended last year. The vendor hall was outside of the speaker session, but I agree. I think
The last time I went
flows well.
was in 2019, so it
Okay.
was pre-COVID Mastermind.
Okay.
And it was at the Palms. And
I have a view of the palms from my hotel room, by the way.
that's cool. My hotel room looks down on the fountains.
Okay.
And it's
Yours is better.
It's so cool. It's so cool. That's what you get for booking your room early through the sponsor, through the conference links and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because you get your pick of the rooms. But when it was at the Palms, all the speakers were on a stage in a literal auditorium. It was stadium seating in an auditorium.
Okay.
So the whole event was people filtering into the auditorium, then out of the auditorium, then into, then out. It was like you got the stampede every 30 to 60 minutes, and it wasn't as open to conversing, I didn't think.
Okay.
This is for somebody who's just looking to have a few conversations and meet some people in person that I only knew online. This is a phenomenal setup. I love it.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good feedback. I think so too. I've heard that as well from several who attended last year. So yeah, what else? So I got here Monday. Thank goodness, because me in this time zone, I'm in Texas.
Couple hours early.
I have been dragging a bit, not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I'm a little parched today.
Desert air, air conditioning, all the stuff. Staying hydrated is important out here for sure. I got in yesterday early morning. I was up at 3:15 in the morning yesterday. I'm in Southern California, so I drove out early to beat the traffic. I hit the road at 4:15. The people that were paying attention to my LinkedIn blitz saw a few little behind the
how'd it
scenes
go?
of
I
my
haven't.
drive.
Yeah.
It's been going fine. I thought posting like 10 to 12 videos in a day would break the LinkedIn algorithm and get me put on timeout.
You didn't freak LinkedIn out? Okay.
No, and I haven't seen many people engaging with every single post, but I've seen a good mix of engagement across all of them. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it, as a holistic thing. Yesterday, I just put up 10 videos on LinkedIn. The captions
That's a lot.
The captions are literally like the text portion just says Mastermind Summit D1E1.
Okay.
D1E2.
Okay.
All the way through D1E10. And then if somebody was featured in the video and we did a little chat for a couple of minutes, I would just tag them in the post. And that was it. I put no work
Great.
into anything. I just wanted to get stuff out so people could see what was happening. It's kind of an Instagram stories type of strategy, but shoving it on the LinkedIn platform and getting in that feed to see how it handles it. It's all a big experiment. And it seems like it hasn't resulted in like astronomical growth or anything, but LinkedIn also doesn't hate it. And it's not tamping me down. It's not putting me on timeout and telling me to cool my jets or anything. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay. Well, I think I haven't commented on them, but listen,
no, we've been here.
Yes,
I don't expect that.
I feel a little bad. I haven't really done a great job of posting, but when you're working and assisting, I'm doing a good job of like engaging and shaking hands and meeting. There's a lot of great people here.
You've introduced me to a few great people. That's for sure.
I'm pretty good at that. Just call me Conference Connector.
Our boy Kobe.
Yes.
We had some good conversations.
Kobe and I went to the Old Red last night, which is Blake Shelton's 4-tier.
It's Blake Shelton's place. Okay.
Bar top right across from the Bellagio. I highly recommend if you are here, and it's not too crazy. It's like bougie cowboy. Yeah, that was fun. Yes, Kobe is. If you don't know Kobe Hackler with T360.
Yeah.
In fact, we met through LinkedIn, just like you and I and our cohort.
I have a call booked with him next week, so we're gonna see if we can find some synergy.
He is the man, yes, and he's a great coach and mentor for me. So, but yes, introduce you Kobe. Who else?
Kobe's awesome. A lot of people got to meet the T-Lop crew in person for the first time.
You got a big shout out today.
I did.
Stage.
Yep. Dustin shot me out in his onstage presentation. He told me he was going to shout me out. It was cool. I pulled up my phone. I was recording. So I was like, oh, he's going to shout me out. That's cool. I'll record it. It wasn't a shout out. He ran like a 1-minute commercial for me in Red Button Media in the middle of his presentation. And it was pretty excellent. I always tell my wife and anybody else that I have the best freaking clients. And that's another example of that. I love the relationships that I've built with my clients. And it feels more like friendships and partnerships, and by the way, we also do business together. And I don't know, that's sustainable for me. Like I don't want anything to feel like a slog. And if there's a client that we're not like really jiving and it doesn't really feel like a partnership, and I'm just another vendor providing a commodity, I don't want to work with those people anyway. So it's fine.
I will say this: I want to give Dustin props on his speech this morning or his presentation. It's not a speech. It's a when you're a speaker,
he told his story.
He
told his story of, okay, here's how I came from 2020 when we started the podcast till now, and here's what you can kind of learn from it.
He is very good at, he scans the audience, and he kind of knows who's in there. And he typically, from my experience, calls someone out from the audience and connects.
Cool.
In my opinion, everyone together. And so I think he does that well. I don't notice other speakers doing that. That's just his thing. I think that's his thing.
And it shouldn't just be his thing. It should be more than his thing. I think more people should be willing and happy to give flowers when it's earned, right? I know our chairs are on wheels and we're on marble floors right now. So we got this is a little live action. We might be roller skating a little bit. But
okay, I just wanted to say that.
Give the flowers. And I tell people that from a content perspective all the time too. Like if you're heavily into content creation, sometimes put the time, the effort, the resources into making some selfless content so you can shine the light on somebody else. And that's usually going to do better from an exposure perspective than any of your selfish sales focused content. Everybody loves when you're sharing and give and get back.
You just make me think of something that I just heard. So David Childers is speaking right now with Keeping Current Matters.
Okay.
Did I say that right? KCM? It is. I did.
Yep.
Anyway, he just said, if you can share a story in this market, then you're going to be able to connect with so many more people. Like you're going to be able to deal with more people and just, and that's all I said, if you can create a story in this market.
You have to do it the right way, though. So I talked a little bit about this with Jeff Zimfer on his podcast that we filmed yesterday. So that'll be coming out in about a week. But we talked a little bit about storytelling and how the vast majority of, especially salespeople, get up and they think the story that they need to be telling is how amazing their product is, what they provide.
Yeah.
A mortgage loan officer is going to tell a story about a transaction 2 weeks ago. Hey, let me tell you a story about how I closed this loan for these people in 4 days. It's like,
Yeah.
nobody cares. There's not that many people that busy. Everybody's
Nobody
closing
cares.
loans in 4 days. What people really want to know is why you had to close that loan in 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the example I always give? Like, was it a family who needed to get their address in that neighborhood before a deadline to register their kids for the school and the district they want them to be going to?
Yeah.
That's a relatable human story. That deadline is a real thing. That is stress. That is pressure. Your future clients can relate to that because they live similar stresses and pressures every single day. They don't care at all about you closing a loan in 4 days, but they do care about those kids getting into that school.
Yep.
And if you can position yourself as the guide or the tool, what I said yesterday was anytime a new person scales to the summit of Mount Everest, they never shout out the Sherpa that helped them get there, but those are the people that have done it dozens of times. You are the Sherpa, not the hero of the story. You're just there to help the hero get across the finish line.
Yeah.
And if you can tell the hero's story and position yourself as the guide that helps them there, then your storytelling content can really start to gain some traction.
I agree. You have helped me with that firsthand experience.
I try. That's what I'm here for.
You also just gave me a little bit of PTSD as a loan originator with that feeling of, oh my gosh, we've got to get these people in their house in 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real thing.
That's why I don't originate loans anymore.
No, I mean, it's not for everybody. I've originated loans before. Sorry, I just tapped my microphone. Sorry to your ears. But I was a loan originator. I was a wholesale account executive early in my career. Before I went into the content production, creation, content marketing, but into this kind of specialty, I experienced all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I speak that language fluently, and I empathize with everybody who's going through what they're going through right now. And
which is why a lot of people are here.
Learning how to get out of the slog. Mm-hmm. I just talked to Alec Hansen, met him for the first time in person today, even though we live like 15 miles down the freeway from each other.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Did you not know that before?
I did.
Okay, because I'm sure you're friends.
We just had never synced up. We've been online buds for a few years now. But Alec and I both agree. He has a larger perspective than I because he's always traveling to events and talking to more loan officers than I do. But we're both seeing loan officers and organizations have record funding months right now. And they're just absolutely killing it in this market. And then there's other people who are scratching and clawing and struggling to pay the bills. And what we're kind of both finding is the people that are killing it are the people that either don't have or have put their baggage aside. The long tenured loan officer who knows how easy it can be is really discouraged in this market.
Yeah.
But maybe the newer people or the people that can kind of put it aside and evolve with the times, with the modern consumer, all of those people have been able to either build something new or reinvent themselves in a way that allows them to succeed in this market because they're not being held back by, it used to be so easy to do this.
Yeah.
It used to be simple to grab that. It used to be easy to get the attention of real estate agents for referrals. It used to be, but it's not used to be anymore. It's 2025.
Yeah.
And if you want to scale in 2026, then Jeff Zipper, he just put out a book called Adapt or Die not that long ago, right? Like that's kind of what it is. You have to put your baggage down and let yourself adapt.
Man, but how? I mean, some people don't know how.
It's not easy. That's the thing. It's not.
And going back,
and that's a good thing for the people that can do it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to mean less competition for them.
Yeah. Well, and just going back to this, because we are here and as brand ambassador for Mastermind Summit this year, I just asked how, and from someone who has had to drop baggage or had baggage.
Sure. Yeah.
You have to put yourself around, right? The right people, and you might not know who they are immediately.
That's the thing. I think you need to drop the right.
Yeah.
Like you just need to put yourself around people because you really never know who the right people are going to be.
Yeah.
Like I
They're good people.
I had
good
no
intentions.
idea I was putting myself around the right people when I booked that consulting call with Dustin and T-Lop podcast. I had no idea.
How long ago was that? That was like
it was a couple
3
years ago. Yeah. But that's how I met you.
It is.
Now you're a Red Button Media brand ambassador.
I am.
You are killing it in there as a mastermind brand ambassador, making sure everybody has a great time.
Yes.
Right? That's how I met Dustin. It's how I met Mark. It's how I met JC. Like, I'm friendly with them. Dustin gave me that shout out today, which was so kind of him. 15 minutes later, what people don't see is that I was out kind of taking a breath from the commotion as a rep from New Res walked by, shook my hand, scanned my QR code, and booked a discovery call with me for next week. Because of...
Yeah, absolutely.
If I wasn't here, that never happens.
Yeah, because it came from a trusted voice who's a thought leader in the industry. And they're like, okay, and if that guy trusts him, I trust him too. That's an initial just like little open door.
And 2 seconds later, you saw somebody comes over and sits right next to me and says, oh my God, I didn't know you were here.
I know.
Andrew, I got to reconnect with Andrew. And it's just, if you're not putting yourself out there, then you're not, a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about lately is visibility.
Yes.
Just being more visible any way that you can. And things like this, conferences like this, especially the masterminds, because, I mean, I know the gathering was great.
It was amazing.
But
it's a total different vibe though.
But as a person who builds and runs his company, not because he wants to change the world, but because he loves it and wants to provide a living for his family, that is a financially prohibitive ticket price.
It's very expensive.
I got the ticket here plus 2 nights at the hotel at the freaking Bellagio for less than 1/3 of the ticket price of the gathering. And this was drivable for me, so that's a nice little plus.
Yeah, you had a lot of wins.
It's one of those things. But if I'm here in person, that's great.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to find new clients necessarily, because the people that attend this event are loan officers. My clients are the founders and executives. My clients are really the vendors who are sponsoring this event and setting up at tables and things like that. Because those are the people, it's like, okay, you have a company, you have a marketing budget, you're investing in visibility to be here. But how are you going to stay visible to all these people once everybody goes home?
Right? Yeah.
Because everybody's right back into their phone. Then it becomes digital visibility, and that's what we help with.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
That's right.
Well, you got one call already. New Res. Is New Res or Resi?
New Res. Yeah. So looking forward to that. I have a call with Kobe next week. That'll be great. I got a text to shoot Andrew to kind of reconnect with him on a better basis next week. That'll be great. And then a couple other irons in the fire. It's been good to see people like Ben Treadway over at Social Coach. Have never met him in person. And we might be going out to lunch in a couple of minutes. Yeah, no, it's been really good to just chat.
Well, one of my favorite things about your product and why I am a brand ambassador with you is because of the coaching aspect.
Yeah. That
is not just pulling out your phone, recording. Hi, this is Nikki Ray, Mastermind Summit 2025 at the Bellagio. I have said this over and over again, how you are so good at, it's just like, I feel like we're always having a conversation when we're recording.
That's the goal. The conversational content hits better. It's a little bit of like a little Q&A.
Yeah. And then somehow you spit out a video of like 4 sentences and 29 seconds that would have taken me like 16,000 hours, and I would have made it too salesy and not me. And so I think that is like your secret sauce. And I've always said this. I'm like, I just like, if that's the part that I could get people to experience before the call, right? Because it's hard
to know what's going to happen. So I look at it as kind of a 3-tiered process, right? So if somebody comes to a conference like this, or they're part of a coaching group, and that coach is, or the person on stage, or Gary Vee, if you're watching content online, whatever it is, they're saying you need to be making content. This is why. This is the value. I suck at the why. I hate telling people why. I'm not going to tell you why you should be making this, because 2025. We're going to be moving into 2026 soon. If you're still that far behind, like, I'm just going to talk to the people that get it. Like, you need somebody other than me who's going to get you over the hump of why you should be doing this. Right. But if you know that you should be doing it and you don't have the how, that's where I come in. And the how is building your own frameworks, building your own systems, putting things in place so you can execute efficiently, not biting off too much so you can keep yourself from burning out too soon and quitting before it starts working and all of those things. And that, for the person who doesn't really have a lot of budget, that's who the book is for. The book that me and Kyle, the book that me and Kyle just released.
Had a book right here.
We should. Picture a blue book in my hands right now. But it's Rethink Everything.
Have one in my backpack.
You can check if you want to. It's Rethink Everything, the power of video for business and sales. And I launched this with my brother from another mother, Kyle Draper. Love Kyle. There you go. Thanks, Nikki. Flash that to the camera.
This is how
That's
good
Nikki's
I am.
copy. Not everybody gets the personal note that Nikki has.
I just so happen to have one in my backpack.
Yeah, and we launched this as kind of the blueprint to help you get to where you need to be with your content creation. If you have a $20 budget, you can pick up this book, and I will personally guarantee you that this will get you through your first 10 posts on social media, and it will get you using video in ways that you did not think you could use video. Because video is not just an Instagram reel, it's a marketing asset. And it's not just a marketing asset, it's a means of communication. And if you seriously embrace video as a means of communication, the relationships that you build will build more quickly, and they will build stronger, and they will result in more business. That's what the book is all about. And then if you have kind of the time money equation, right? If you have way less time than you have money, and you're like, all this stuff is great, but I still don't have the time to execute this.
Oh, that's me.
That's where Red Button Media comes in, and that's when we put custom content systems in place for you.
The power of video for business and sales. And
that's such an important part of the title, by the way.
And I want to make a plug about this because even though we're here at a mortgage conference with a lot of mortgage professionals, me working, in marketing, sales, and brand for many different companies, like this, just take off your mortgage hat for just a second. I mean, this is applicable to anyone.
We wrote this book to be brand agnostic. Because when you dial into the actual strategies and the approach, the only thing that's changing is the value propositions that you sell and the people that you serve. Once you take away, the people that I serve as a borrower or a real estate agent or this person or that person, and you take away the product of mortgage loans, we sell money. We sell solutions to help you achieve whatever goal it is. You can take those solutions and interchange them with insurance products. Life insurance, insurance agents. You can take that stuff out and interchange them with car refinance loans. Or consumer debt consolidation loans. Even car salespeople, can get a lot out of that.
Absolutely.
Because it gives you a way to systematically implement content creation into your personal marketing strategy on your own. This is what I call the kind of DIY with a little help. To reduce your learning curve and accelerate your growth that way.
Well, I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to.
It's an easy read.
I just opened to chapter 10. I'm going to share this.
It's a read and a watch.
I saw that.
There's a lot of QR codes here. Every chapter plus the intro and outro have QR codes that kick you into videos of both me and Kyle in our respective chapters.
You are such a genius.
We're expanding on all the stuff that's written in the book. So
oh my goodness.
You can get, a book about video is weird until you realize it's a book about video that includes a bunch of video. Yeah.
Well, and I want to share that I just happened to open to chapter 10, and it's like view quality with the greater sign, view quantity. Views are for vanity. Yep, you heard me right. Views are for vanity. So as someone who, we live in this social media world where you're like, oh my gosh.
That's right.
But I only got X amount of views.
That's right.
And to my kids, it's like a big deal. Oh, well, I got 1,000 views, and
Yes.
like they're so naive about like that. We're not even talk about that
Sure.
age. But anyway, unless we want to talk their lingo one day.
No, but I mean, to expand on that a little bit, it's just view quality is the things that matter, is not view quantity. Because imagine yourself in a scenario where you shoot a video, you post it, it gets 5 million views.
Yeah.
And 2 people reach out to you to ask you questions about your business. It's amazing, right? Now, what if you post another video that gets 500 views and 10 people reach out to you? What would you rather have?
10 people reach out to
me. Because our content is not monetized by on-platform ad revenue. Our content is monetized through our business and through the attention that we get to that. And if you measure yourself against a stick that someone else has set in front of you with a completely different audience on completely different stuff, you see a lot of this entertainment-based content out there. It's fantastic, but it gets people in the mindset that they need to go viral and they need 10 million views and they need 1 million subscribers or followers or whatever it is. You don't. Think about the market that you're serving.
Yeah.
The market you're serving is much smaller than the market who wants to be entertained for 30 seconds when they're flipping through their feed. Your market is very small and intentional and targeted. So by design, your videos should get less views. And when you're recruiting, if that is a goal of your video content, by design, your videos should get less engagement. Less engagement. Because the people that you want to recruit are probably employed somewhere. And they're not going to like or comment on your stuff because their boss might see that and know that you're paying attention to other companies. So like your recruiting content, the success of that should not be measured by engagement or view count. The success of that should be measured by the people that walk in your door when you say, hey, have you seen any of our content on social media? And they say, oh yeah, it's great. It's one of the reasons I'm here. That's the measure of success of recruiting content. I have a client who started running recruiting content for him 2 to 3 months ago. He's a mortgage broker in New York. He's looking to recruit a bunch of loan officers. He's flipped over to a flat fee model over at Madison Mortgage. Look them up. They're phenomenal. Shaw's a great guy. Love him. We do a couple of sessions a month to get a boatload of content out there. And it doesn't get tons of engagement. And a couple months after running all this content, I've said, how's it going? He said, that doesn't get the engagement that I want it to, really. But I had 3 loan officers in here to interview yesterday, and every single one of them said, man, I love what you're posting on social. I just can't interact with you because I don't want my boss to see that stuff. So like there's a lot of different things that you got to think about. It's not all about impressions and views. You got to think about the quality and the audience that you're targeting. Yeah.
And then just don't think about it too much, right?
Being over analytical about stuff is number one. If you get too far into the weeds with metrics, don't get me wrong, it's good to pay attention to your metrics. It's never bad, but if you let that define you, and that's where you put all the weight of what you're doing on the metrics and the dopamine that come from good numbers and things like that, you're going to quit before a long-term strategy has a chance to take hold. Also, when publishing, there's a great saying. One of my favorite creators, Adam Savage, former Mythbuster from that show Mythbusters, but he doesn't create video content. He creates tangible objects that you can have and hold, movie props, different things like that. He worked on some of the early Star Wars films, and love all of his stories, but one of his famous quotes that always stuck with me is that perfection is the enemy of done. Oh, yes, we've heard that. Dustin says that, or used to say that all the time. That's right. And like, would you rather it be 90% perfect and done and on to the next thing, or do you want to agonize about that extra 10% for the next week and not be able to accomplish something else? Perfection is the enemy of done. That's right. Yep. That's right. Which is why I've been blitzing LinkedIn with unedited video, 2-minute long videos for the last couple of days from here, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real and give some people a look into what you're doing. I like it. Yeah. So you had a good time so far outside of, you haven't really had to work a lot here. I did some work last night. I plugged away on some work last night. After I took myself out to dinner at Lago, which was a phenomenal
Is that the Italian place you wanted?
Yeah.
What'd you order?
I had bruschetta or
Ooh.
bruschetta. Flame me in the comments for
Bruschetta.
the pronunciation.
Bruschetta.
And they had a corn and basil soup.
Corn and basil soup?
It was corn and basil soup with a little lump of Alaskan crab.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good.
First of all, I'm so hungry right now. That sounds amazing.
And then I had a pasta dish, which was house-made noodles. You could tell that, like, oh, these noodles were made like 4 minutes ago. But it was like a house-made, I don't know what they call a larger, thicker spaghetti. I don't know what the name of that noodle is, but it was that with a sage and brown butter sauce. And then it was surrounded with a like beef, veal, and pork ragu. It was
my gosh.
unbelievable. It was like Italian peasant, like classic Italian peasant food, but done by like a Michelin star chef.
Okay.
It was incredible.
Well, I've eaten the first night I ate at Amalfi.
Okay.
So, and went with Matt, Emery, and Devlin, who are running this event. And by the way, if you guys don't know Matt Emery, he is the president of Mastermind Summit. He is a wealth of knowledge, and he manages and owns and runs many events throughout the year, not just mortgage, but...
and he happens to be a pretty decent dude.
He is.
You know? Good guy.
He really is. And he's he's pretty calm running around, and I keep hearing, there's a lot of hiccups that happen at an event like this, and you... just have to be ready to put the fire out.
He's a pro. You can tell he's done this a few times.
Yeah. Well, anyway, go back to Matt. Matt, we went to Amalfi, and I had branzini fish. Branzino fish.
Branzino.
So
I almost ordered branzino from Lago. I
went and picked it out, with the head and the scales on it.
You picked it?
Yeah, the waitress was like, go pick your fish.
That's awesome.
And... And I'm like, I don't get to do that because I just go to HEB and get my own fish that's already done. And then I got to pick the sauce, and then I had an amazing asparagus and arugula salad.
Okay.
Gosh, it was so good. And then the second night we went to Mayfair Supper Club, and we had sushi.
I walked by there. That place looks fun.
Oh, it's fun. They have a live entertainment and it was a Great Gatsby. So these beautiful girls and men are, in their Gatsby outfits and hanging from the chandeliers and twirling. And,
that's cool.
And
I might do that for dinner tonight. Maybe I'll do that tonight. That sounds like fun.
And then last night, me and Megan, my girlfriend who's here, she is a real estate agent.
Come here. Go with. Give him the wave. She's right here off camera.
Yeah.
She's waiting for us to stop blabbering.
I asked her to snap a couple of photos of us behind the scenes.
Cool.
We went to Blake Shelton's bar club, Old Red, and we totally just had nachos? Taco nachos.
Taco nachos.
Simple but delicious.
Yes, total chick food.
Right.
We just wanted a plate of nachos. We weren't really that hungry.
You skipped over Pinky Ring.
Oh my gosh!
You gotta tell them about Pinky. I haven't been. I didn't go. I wasn't here for that.
So at the Bellagio, there is a Bruno Mars club called the Pinky Ring, and you have to get reservations a table ahead of time.
Okay.
Let me tell you. First of all, it opens at 8. They have a live band, and it's all Bruno Mars collection of vibe, like his playlist.
Yeah.
First of all, they are beyond fire. I don't care. I mean, the way they moved, right? And
so it's like a house band that you would buy a ticket to if they were having a concert.
Yeah, I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think a minimum table there was $400. I didn't pay for it, but one of the guys at I think CMG, give a shout out to him.
one of the big ballers. One of the big ballers here at Mastermind.
But this is the deal: you can't bring out your phone. No phones.
Yeah.
Well, you can take it, but you're not allowed to even turn on the flashlight.
Was it Kobe who was talking about the flashlight situation?
It was Jeff Bell. Jeff Bell with Uplift.
Yeah, he said he took out his phone to turn on the flashlight so he could read the menu because it was dim in there. And they came over and said, no, we have a flashlight for you.
Well, it is a celebrity hotspot, and sometimes Bruno Mars may appear And maybe I think that band is just so incredible. Like you're not allowed to share their
I don't
content
know.
or like video or something.
I just like that it keeps people out of their phone in the moment.
Yeah.
That's something that a lot of people are missing these days.
Yeah.
I see, especially at like my kids' events.
Oh yeah.
Like my daughter just had her 6th grade graduation. My son just started like a little 3-year-old intro to baseball thing. And you see all these parents watching these moments through their phone screen and not living it for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's really, I don't know, it's really important to have points in time where you make the conscious decision, like, no, this memory's just gonna be for me.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of us adults there. I think we would have like probably not been on our phone anyway.
Yeah.
But I wanted just to take a photo. And like, no, I couldn't get a photo. It was just a really cool vibe. And then we also went to this speakeasy, like secret place. It was behind the cage. And that was kind of a cool little place just to like go. I really haven't even left the resort till last night. Just so anyway.
I'm not planning on leaving. There's so much here.
Oh, I know. It's such a great venue. So kudos to Matt. I think it's been amazing. And we still have a whole rest of the day and a reception tonight, and then another day tomorrow.
You have another day tomorrow. Yeah. I have a round of golf in the morning.
Oh,
I'm taking advantage. When I was a kid, my dad would go to he worked for Hughes Aircraft, and he would go to tech conferences once or twice a year, and every year he would go, and his boss would say, make sure you play a round of golf while you're out there. Take advantage of the time away. And he would always bring me back a ball marker from the golf course that he played. So I will be bringing him back a ball marker from Las Vegas.
Where tomorrow. Are you playing here?
Yeah, I'm playing the Paiute Wolf course, which is the longest course in Nevada. So it should be beautiful and challenging. And
by your lonesome, or you have a buddy?
Me.
Okay.
Just me.
Well, I mean, you love golf. I mean, I know golf is an individual sport, so a lot of people play on their own.
A lot of people don't. Yeah. I've always been fine with playing on my own. If they pair me with somebody, great. If not, then I'll play faster and get back to the family quicker. That's all. It's always good.
Well, many people don't know this, but this is our first time to meet in real life.
Yeah.
And we've just been like on Zoom.
Doesn't feel like it.
I know. I don't think so either. I feel like I've known you for forever.
I know.
I love it.
I know. We kind of have the power of digital connection, right? Like, it's awesome.
It's so true. It's so true.
It's awesome. And like when you walk around a place like this and people do see you in person for the first time, it's like, well, there's no introductory period.
Oh, yeah.
There's no, I'm the guy you've been emailing with. No, like if you're interacting through video or Zoom or live calls, like all this stuff, like people know how you look, they know how you talk, they know exactly what to expect, and it's just another meeting.
Yeah, it's so true. It was funny, yesterday, Dustin was introducing me to Michelle. Michelle, it was a speaker yesterday.
Okay.
I'm going to botch her name. Birdman,
yep.
But she has our media company. But he was like, do you know Nikki? She goes, I know Nikki. We're friends on LinkedIn. You know?
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
that's right. She did the same thing with me.
Yeah.
Dustin was like, and Mike, and she was like, oh yeah. Like me and Michelle connected on LinkedIn 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But she was, we go way back.
You're right. Even before that, yes, we had already, like, when she came in, we hugged and said welcome. And I don't know. I do like that part about this season of life. I don't know that I would have been. I don't know how our kids do. Our kids still have a whole lot to learn about engaging on social media.
Oh man, I know.
And becoming friends, and
we just got our daughter her first phone for 6th grade graduation. So she's 12. Oh. She has a phone now, and like we have a no social media rule. It's like, sorry. That's where we still, like, I know how toxic that can be, and I see how she and her friends interact with each other, and I'm like, I just don't think they're ready for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, listen, we have daughters close to the same age, and I'm this close to giving Collins, she's 11, going into 6th grade. I made the boys wait till they were in 7th grade. I don't know, it's just a thing, but I just kind of need her to have a phone a lot of times. Yeah. For me, like, so that I can reach her and she can reach me, and we communicate by iPad. But even my oldest son, Riley, who needs a lot of help, he's like, I just kind of wish she had a phone. I'm like,
my wife broke me down because I wanted to wait until high school to give her a phone, and she for the last, I don't know, 3-4 months, has been spending a lot of time in the evenings borrowing mom's phone and talking to her friends and, FaceTiming, things like that. And it came close to 6th grade graduation. My wife finally looked at me. She was like, I want my phone back.
Yeah.
Can we get her one so I can have my phone back? I was like, okay, well, we'll give it a trial run.
Yeah.
And so far, she's been really good about it. So hopefully that continues.
Just monitor. Monitor.
Yep, that's what it is. She has to.
I don't know about you, but I wish I could just dip and go out to that pool right now. It looks so amazing.
Everything looks phenomenal, but I also know it's 95 degrees out there, and it feels really comfy in here. So I don't know.
Me and the sun love each other.
I'm also a big fat guy, so I get hot real easy.
Oh, stop.
I get hot real easy. Hopefully, I'll just be the big guy the next time you see me. Because we got some weight loss stuff going on. So,
you're doing good. You're sharing your health journey.
7 pounds in 5 weeks. We're moving
That's great.
slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Building better habits, rucking 4 to 5 times a week.
You can do it.
I'm out there walking the dog anyway, so I figured may as well toss some extra weight on myself and make it a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Listen,
Yeah, man.
we're all hard on ourselves. I'm looking. I can't say everyone looks extremely fit out there.
Definitely not.
Hey, just put a little spray tan on and you'll be good to go.
It's all good. I love it. All right. Well, I think we need some lunch.
I am starving. Megan's waiting behind and she's starving.
She's been so kind and patient.
Let's go get
But
lunch.
she's about to come knock over the camera because everybody's getting hungry, borderline hangry.
Okay, Mike, this was fun.
Yes,
I wish
was.
that we lived closer together because I don't really know how we can start the Nikki and Mike show.
Well, we can do some virtual stuff. We can do some over the air recording and things like that. If we want to do we can start it slow. We can start like a once a month or something like that and just do a convo.
I think so. Because we have a lot to share, a lot in common, like personal lives, kids, business owners, starting over, getting fired. Wait, I didn't say getting fired. Getting let go. No. And I don't know.
We can call it fired. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Employers have to call it let go or laid off because they got to be nice about it. But everybody knows what happens. Yeah. When that paycheck stops hitting the bank account, it doesn't matter what they call it.
Yeah, so
it's hard.
And we like to really get to know other people. And I that's really, I see that in you. And I know I've had several people ask me, like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you looking to do? I kind of hate that question now because I don't feel like I answer it properly. Even Kobe said I need to refine it, and I know I do. But ultimately, I'm like, you know what? I just like sharing other people's stories. And I like to get to know them now. What I do with that.
You're a brander.
Yeah.
Call
me the messenger.
Sounds like you're a brand. Another thing that I took away from this conference that I didn't expect, the last thing, is that people are always asking you that question.
Yeah.
So it's helped me refine what I do.
Oh, I've listened to you. You you have it down
Now I do.
Yeah.
Like when I first walked into the room, it was like I had it down to my 2 sentences or what I thought my 10-word should be. But I found myself halfway through yesterday saying, no, this has got to get better.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, you're with Red Button Media. What do you do? Custom content systems for founders, executives, and sales leaders. And that's it. That's it. And I didn't have that in my back pocket until...
You developed it here?
Until yesterday.
Oh my gosh. I heard you say that several times yesterday when we were talking. I was like, that's so good.
I had to refine it.
Yeah.
You did. It had to come out of... And at a conference like this, you have a chance to hear things like that come out of your mouth a ton. And then your brain just kind of works it out for you.
Okay, I'm working on mine. To be continued, the next one.
Let's go.
Okay, friend. Well, this was so much fun. Nikki Ray.
Okay, we're being abducted for lunch. We gotta go.
Mastermind Summit
right.
2025.
Bye, Nikki.
Bye.